Warning, this video spoils the entirety of the chapters covered here within. If you wish to experience them without being spoiled, turn back now. Blah, blah, blah. I already did this intro, and then my stream crashed, so we're gonna do it again. But this time it's gonna be for the One Piece chapter that's coming that I did not do. At the end of the last stream, right as it died, I left y'all on a little bit of a cliffhanger that I have indeed been doing One Piece reviews for a year and a month, going on a year and 2 months. So, 13 months of doing these things, and I have experienced a lot of chapters come and go. Not a lot, but enough where I have a little bit of a... I can be considered a vet for this now. Not actually. Okay, announcement made. Now let's talk about some shit. One Piece. Yeah. Now I'm like petrified to start talking about One Piece in case stream dies again. But c'est la vie. Life is life. The cover story is Caesar and Judge face to face on the Germa base. Yeah, that's the entire cover story. But you see the siblings in the background, obviously, and I did go into this a little bit, on the lost footage, as I'll call it, the section I thought I was streaming, but I didn't. I don't really know how to do these anymore. I don't know if I want to just do a breakdown of the chapter, a walkthrough, or if I want to just give my overall thoughts. So whatever happens, happens. We find out that Vegapunk's head used to be much bigger, but he cut it off and is currently storing it in a building. The reason it's so big is because he ate the brain fruit, which is a tongue twister in Japanese. It's the nomi 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 nomi. No. Nomi nomi nomi. Sorry. I put another nomi on that. And he has his brain in a building so that as he learns, it continues to grow into a building. And that would explain the 6 different subsections of him. Each of them connects to Punk Records once a day to synchronize their memories, but they are themselves just sections of his knowledge. So they themselves are experts on their field, and they can get more work done with 6 people with their own focus than one person with several focuses. It's very interesting, in my opinion, that's how we're tackling Vegapunk, because something I forgot to say last chapter review was that his brain was big in the flashback to Elbaf and O'Hara, but it has an apple on it, and it's an antenna, we find out. And the way he describes it is, just think of it as sharing the same library. If only I could let everyone in the world connect to my brain, all of humanity could have access to my knowledge. Then if the population of the world went on to update Punk Records themselves, I'd create a sea of information that surpassed what my brain can accomplish alone. Humanity could share one mind. Which, I get what he's trying to say, that everyone could learn so much more, but it sounds very hive-mindy. And Vegapunk and Jinbei brings that up pretty much, and Vegapunk shrugs it off as saying, science would never progress if you went all around all day worrying about that. And then Bonnie pulls out the lightsaber, basically, and threatens Vegapunk with it, telling him to turn her dad back to normal. And Vegapunk tells her, hey, there's something up with that, and you shouldn't be using it. And Jinbei tries to reason with Bonnie, saying killing him would make a lot of enemies. And then we see what he meant by the defect of the sword. It attracts beetles. And Bonnie sees them and passes out. And that's when Vegapunk puts together the brain. Like his brain's pretty big. He put this together. It makes sense that Bonnie would want him dead. It's ironic that one of his many failures saved him, in reference to the sword, and he asks if they were recently in Wano, and Luffy says you wouldn't. And sorry, Vegapunk says you wouldn't happen to know whether a dragon just like Kaido recently appeared there. And then they talk about Momonosuke, and Vegapunk says that the fruit was defective. And we find out that the reason it was defective is because Momonosuke was pink and not blue. He was going for a perfect replication of the Devil Fruit, and instead just got the color wrong. And then we find out that the robot, the giant robot that Luffy's group was looking at, was the same robot that attacked Mare Joie on. It was the same robot that attacked Mare Joie 200 years ago, but it was made over 900 years ago. The objective remains unknown. I heard it ran out of power before it could cause any casualties. Either way, I'm sure the scientists of the time were absolutely flabbergasted. Such advanced technology would have seemed totally alien to them. None of them could tell where it came from or what it was trying to do. It seemed the world government ordered its destruction, but the scientists of the time couldn't help the curiosity. That's why they hid it here to be passed down without the government's knowledge. And then he goes on to congratulate Luffy and all them. Congratulations on finding this place. In which Luffy just says that it was just because they were old and senile. And at the same time, Vegapunk number 1, the cool Daft Punk looking guy, is streaming the camera of the robot, in which he said that he had something to show them last chapter. That was this. And he says, and that leads Robin to say that 200 years ago is around the time that the Fishman Rights Movement was starting, which is in reference to the Fishman Island arc, obviously. Duh. And apparently I'm so tired. But Vegapunk created the big robot from the beginning of this arc based off of what he learned from that robot. And he lacked the scientific prowess to reverse engineer every aspect of it. It's difficult to believe that this mechanized soldier was made over 900 years ago. And that leads to the question, is this robot so advanced that even Vegapunk, the greatest scientist in the world, doesn't know how to replicate it? And if so, that's insane. And Vegapunk straight up says, after we cut back to Luffy's group, there's something I have to give her because of what he did to her. He says that I truly did a terrible thing to Bonnie. There's something I have to give her. Regardless, I feel like fate brought you here today, Straw Hat Luffy. Please, can you take me away from Egghead? And then we find out why he might be wanting to go away from Egghead. And it's because Cypher Pole is coming. Not just Cypher Pole. Rob Lucci is on his way. Not just Rob Lucci. He is coming with Kaku, the Seraphim of Kuma, and I do not believe it is the woman from the Enies Lobby arc. I could be wrong. But they are on their way to Egghead, and Lucci says that Jewelry Bonnie keeps evading them, and that she has served her purpose, and they're just going to terminate her on sight. And they want the Straw Hats, and they want, the Straw Hats think that they are looking for them, and I forget her name, Lilith, says that they should just hand them over, and avoid Lucci coming on land. And Sanji, which is a very small thing, Sanji says that he will protect Robin no matter how many times Lucci comes after her. The reason I say it's interesting is because, that, obviously, during Wano, we had the Please Save Me from Sanji, which was, in my opinion, a direct reference to I Want to Live at Enies Lobby. And now, Sanji and Robin have this dynamic where, like we saw in that chapter where Sanji called for her, he's willing to be humiliated if it means, one, the enemy isn't expecting Robin to be as strong as she is, and two, if any member of his crew can help him, he will take it. And it was also a thing to prove that Robin was the one that he wanted to call because she would take it so seriously. It's just interesting to see that they have that dynamic, and it's not just a one and done thing during Wano, and it might actually get built upon. And then we cut to the Kamabaka Kingdom in the Grand Line with the revolutionaries. And we see, oh my god. And we see that the revolutionaries are trying to repair Kuma, but he is pulling off his, basically his repairing apparatus. All the mechanical stuff they're trying to fix. And somebody asks if he's still being controlled by the Navy. And he gets out and he starts running, but he loses footing and falls because of all the machinery he's pulling with him. And he tries to get back up, but he falls again. And this is, in my opinion, I've been on record, I think last week, saying that the revolutionaries are going to do something major soon. Just because they've been here the entire time, they haven't really done anything. We have to see them do something soon. And we are. Or at least we're getting the tease that we will. Because in the last 3 panels of the chapter, Dragon is yelling, "Talk to us, Kuma. Where do you want to go so bad?" And Ivankov then continues, "Stay with us. We are not done fighting. The revolutionary army is just getting started." Which is a very, very, very big promise, in my opinion, that we will see them at least do something soon. Obviously, we're not going to have an entire section of the world or an entire group in the world not be of use like we've been expecting. But this is at least a minor promise that we will see them move. The red hair will make his move thing for Shanks. We have basically gotten that for the revolutionaries. And I know this was a much shorter chapter breakdown than the Chainsaw one. And that is on me. I kind of just want to speed through this because, one, if you couldn't tell, I'm very tired. I keep yawning. And two, I'm afraid that the stream is going to die again if we hit the same time that we hit for Chainsaw. So I just kind of want to get this over with and wrap it up. All in all, nice chapter. I feel like we're finally getting the arc to kick off. Like I said, we got all the exposition done and dealt with. Where that was in the last stream, sorry. We have all the exposition chapters where we have to get the Egghead Island explained to us. We have to understand the world and all this stuff. But now that we are finally kicking off the arc itself, shit's gonna go crazy fast, in my opinion. Maybe not crazy fast, but things are going to hit crazy hard. And with that being that, that'll be it for my chapter breakdown on One Piece chapter 1067. I believe the chapter was named Punk Records. Yeah, I was right. Like I said, very interesting to see where this goes from here on out. The revolutionaries are making a move, hopefully soon, and I'm very interested to see where that's going to be. I have a very vague idea, but let's see where it goes. I'm not going to say anything. I don't look like a buffoon, but yeah. I hope that anyone who is watching this after it's streamed enjoys it. And until next time, stay safe, have fun, and read more manga. Okay, guys. Bye.